Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Labor Day morning. We're going to show a long video today. What about over the years, what I've learned to do, and really I think it's good for everyone because we show like a video that we've shown before on our holidays. And today being a Labor Day holiday, I know a lot of y'all have off and some of y'all may be watching later and all. And I try to go back through my archives and find some really cool stuff, and I always do. My only problem with that, I just got so much cool stuff we've done over the years. This one right here, we visited the International Fish and Game Association, their museum. It's actually north of Miami, about a 10, 11 hour drive from here. But we were down in that neck of the woods, and I said, we got to run by here. I'm so glad we did. It is just downright cool, especially the middle part when you see Terry Bradshaw jump in the water and all kind of cool stuff. So I want you to just sit back, relax, and tomorrow we're going to catch up with our moon forecast and all that. But enjoy this video. You're going to really enjoy it. Folks, Panhandle Outdoors. We're coming a long way from home. In fact, we're about 11 hours south of Panama. We came down here to the IGFA Fishing Hall of Fame to share some of this, all these big mounts and all these interviews with you, our viewers. So let's go inside and see what all they have. Folks, we're upstairs now. We're on the third floor, and over this beautiful periodical room and all. But here's our guest today, and actually they run the place. Michael?
Hi, nice to have you down here. My name is Mike Mine. I'm CEO here at IGFA Fishing Hall of Fame and Museum, and this is my good friend and fellow director, Eric Combest, who's the development director down here at IGFA.
Very nice to meet you.
Eric and Mike, very nice to meet you all, and we just thank you for your hospitality and graciousness in showing us this amazing place. We just want to get started, and right here, this room right here, how would you talk about it?
We're in the stacks here at the E.K. Harry Library of Fishes, and the E.K. Harry Library of Fishes is the largest private and best fishing library in the world, where we have over 130 native language magazines a month. We have over 19,000 books. We catalog fishing clubs, as you and I have visited before. And this is where the history of fishing takes place. This is the impetus behind the 60,000 square foot museum that houses the E.K. Harry Library of Fishes.
Okay, we're going to start. We're going to make this clear from the very beginning. You guys love to fish too, right?
Oh, we like to fish.
That's the first thing we cleared up. We already talked about doing some fishing. Now, for a fish to be recognized as the official world record, basically, you don't have to go into detail, but basically what do we have to do?
Well, what you have to do is you have to document the catch. Okay. You have to weigh the fish on a certified scale. You have to measure the fish. You have to fill out an application and an affidavit and send it into IGFA. But a misconception that I'd like to clear up is you don't have to kill a fish to get a world record. You do have to take the fish and you have to weigh it on a scale which is land-based, whether it's on a bridge, whether it's on land. But as many anglers, Dr. Marty Orosky proved, he caught and released a 360-pound lemon shark on fly.
Wow! So
it can be done, and that's one of the most rewarding things for us is when people do go out. If they are catching a species that can be released, they release it.
Cool. Okay, we're going to get started on a tour. I'm excited. Sure. I mean, all kind of good stuff. So let's go get started.
Show you around.
Great. This is the rare book room here at the E.K. Harry Library of Fishes, where we keep a lot of our first edition books, which have been donated or procured by our historian Gail Morchower over the years. But more significantly, the founder of IGFA back in 1939 was a gentleman named Michael Lerner. Michael, through the collaboration with IGFA and the Museum of Natural History, cataloged trips around the world. And we have tones of some of his trips. As you can imagine back then, if you can see what they had to use for a camera crew on that boat right there, they used to travel with an entourage of about 30 people all over the world back in the 1930s and 40s.
Oh, my goodness.
And they did trips to Nova Scotia, to Bimini, to New Zealand. Real fortunate to be able to have it cataloged. We also have the movies that go with all this. I mean, he brought a full crew, and There was everything from marlin to skates to sea turtles to they cataloged everything.
That is great. They dress a little different than the fishing, didn't they?
They did. There was a lot more formal back then because it was the sport of kings. I mean, the people that went, it was a very select few that got to travel to these remote locations.
And look at those great black and white pictures of the.
Yeah.
There's Ginger, over here on the Life magazine, Ginger Rogers, 1942. Is fishing.
Here's a copy of Field and Stream. Before it was Field and Stream, it used to be Forest and Stream. I guess after they cut down the forest, at least it was a field. But this is a gentleman, which will show you the world record mount, but that is an original photograph of a 2,664-pound great white shark caught by Alfred Dean.
Wow.
And it was caught back in 1959, and there's a picture of Mr. Dean with the jaws.
Oh my goodness.
He was quite an angler and prolific on sharks.
And it's a little cool in this room. What do y'all keep it on?
We try to keep it on 50 degrees in here.
Okay.
That way pages won't yellow and the beer will stay cold. The main business we have here at the E.K. Harry Library of Fishes is cataloging everything from magazines and books to fishing club newsletters to people from these magazines and people at these clubs. They come in and they'll say, you have a better collection of our magazine than we do. And we're extremely fortunate to be in that position because once again, we go back and we look at them. We look at significant articles. We look at the way that fishing has changed and look at the way that the reporting on fishing has changed, which you guys know as well as anybody. I mean, you have to give people information they can use.
Yes.
Those are the magazines that you're going to see large collections of.
And we're standing right here next to the Bassmaster magazine for all our bass fishermen up in Panhandle.
That's it. That's it.
This is the entrance hall, and hanging from the ceiling now are all the world records. This is a magnificent hall, and off to each side of the hallway are different rooms and all. We're just going to show you the rooms, so we won't go in a lot of detail, but these are magnificent reproductions of the world record fish in each one. In fact, I'm looking right up there, the sturgeon, right up there, the first one I see up there is the sturgeon. Okay, we'll work our way on down. There's a theme for every room off the hallway. This is called the catch, and it actually shows kids in there that have a place, a fighting chair or somewhere to stand on the back of a boat, and volunteers help them out. They get an actual pull of a fish, the actual feel of pulling a big fish in. On the wall of the different mounts. They got an old wooden tackle box. And I'm going to go up here and see if he's got an old creek shove.
If you're interested in attending.
Okay, this next room is called the tackle room, and how, what do you know about tackle? It gives the history of all the tackle, different size reels, and how have they been used over the years and how they've been evolving. Itself. And the fish, you're talking about where do you go fishing, what do you know about fish, you talk about the estuaries and how important they are. Some really neat stuff in this room. This next room is called the legacy, the legacy of fishing, not just in Florida, but the whole world. And it's starts off with Florida fishing. A very interesting and not well-known fact is actual bait casting started in the state of Kentucky. There was a watchmaker up there that made the first bait casting reel. And once it got started in Kentucky, of course, it spread all over. But this was a really neat display here.
I brought Terry to the shimmering flats off Key West, Florida, where top guide Bob Montgomery and I acted as matchmakers for a bout between football's Golden Boy and angling's Silver King. Never cast for tarpon before, huh?
Never been tarpon.
You're in a thrill to hook one of the greatest game fish in the world now. Here comes some over here, high school coming across. He's coming after it. He's coming after it. He's coming. He's going to hit it. All right, now they're turning this way.
Pick it up, put it on, and get away.
He's coming. He's coming. You got it. You got it. There you go. There you go. That's the way to go, baby.
Contribution, and Guy Harvey loves to fish. I don't know if you know that or not, but as a young boy, Guy Harvey was just amazed by Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea, and he started doing these sketches and while he studied marine biology over in Scotland, and he actually had these 40 sketches and entered these sketches in an art show. These are the original sketches that he has done and made it a book, Santiago's Finest Hour. And some of these have been republished now, but he actually did the sketching because he remembered reading The Old Man and the Sea as a young boy. You can see toward the end, he finally got a card. It's a whole depiction of the whole book. Now this is something real cool. This is a diary of Zane Grey in 1927. He really helped popularize big game fishing. So he kept this diary on his trip to New Zealand. And you know, he was real successful in writing those Western novels, but he's also just a big-time fisherman. He actually wrote this diary in purple because his novel Riders of the Purple Sage, he wrote it in purple, and everything else he did was actually in purple. So this diary was from that actual trip in 1927.
This is the third floor executive offices of IGFA. This is where the association and the museum meet as far as staff. We have a fully staffed education department that's responsible for bringing about 35,000 kids through our programs every year, whether outreach or in-house, through collaboration with RBFF, such Mercury Marine. We're very, very fortunate, Critter Control, and have these big players that come in, and they see the value in turning these kids into stewards of our resources. It's great. They do such a super job, and I know that you share the same passion for that. So.
Yes, that's so important to get our young people involved in it and understand it.
Yeah, it is. The map of the world, you're going to see over 326 pins identifying the IGFA Committee of Representatives that is our international eyes and ears. We get fishing reports, we get fisheries management reports. A lot of these people are active in the fisheries management or are educators, and they're really the eyes and ears and the lifeblood of IGFA internationally.
Wow. And I can see right here now, we're close to Panhandle Outdoors right here. Probably one of our viewers up in this area right here.
Jack is our world record administrator here at IGFA.
Hello, Jack.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jack's responsible for keeping track of over 900 species of fish, whether it be all tackle, fly, line class, and junior records. So he's a busy guy. Just by virtue of these stacks over here, these are the current world records that have come in of every one of them significant to IGFA, whether it's a junior. We have full documentation of them with pictures, length, girth, line tested, and it's one of the core businesses here at IGFA that we're most proud of. And recently we had a significant record come from almost your neck of the woods, but from Pine Island.
Yes.
And that was Mr. Tommy Evans. about 195 pound.
194 pound, 195, 94 pound tarpon on 12 pound tippet
Wow.
fly rod. So
Yeah.
it's
Quite significant
a
catch.
big record. So
That is great.
So we put the workload on Jack, but he's doing a great job here at IGFA, and he's another consummate fisherman. He doesn't care. You'll find him going offshore, or dragging a kayak, or hitting the beach, or hitting the dock. I mean,
He would fit right up the Panhandle. He'd fit right in
he's
with
sick
us.
like the rest of us. And we maintain one of the things that we started back in, I believe it was 1999, 2000, was a junior angler program, where we keep records for junior anglers. Now,
Yeah.
junior anglers do not have to bring the fish to shore. They can weigh it and release it on a boat. That's the only significant difference. Is, you know what, that's a great thing for your 5 grandchildren to do. I know that you were talking about playing with them before and getting out in the sand.
We're
and
making some world records.
there you go. There you go. At least it's
Once
fun.
once you get the information in, just sort of tell us your process and all on how you do this.
sure. All right. Well, first of all, the angler will submit a record into us, and we'll get them in like a some sort of mailing envelope or however.
Okay.
It comes into me. I make sure it has all the necessary information, line samples, leader samples, photos, make sure that the application's been notarized. And basically from there, just give it one quick review, make sure everything's good to go, all the information's there. Scan the photos that we have on file, keep them electronically. And after that, I write my comments, if any, give it a little okay, and then pass it along to our conservation director, Jason Stratweiser. From there, he goes and he sometimes interviews the angler, get a little bit more information. Also, just does a species identification, and then after he gives it the okay, passes it along to Rob Kramer, and then after Rob gives it the okay, it comes back and it's approved. So that's usually how they go, unless something comes up and they will be, have to get some more information or for whatever reason reject it, which we don't like to do, but sometimes.
Do y'all have very many rejections?
We do have some,
Yeah.
mostly because you get some maybe a species identified incorrectly, or a line will over-test.
Yeah.
For a line class record, we'll over-test the breaking strength.
Yeah.
But without a doubt, we approve a lot more than we reject. So.
Oh, good. Very good.
Yep, and these are some of the examples. This is, none of these are world records. How we usually do it is we wait for a big box such as this, or that comes through after I get the okay from Rob, and we'll process maybe 30 or up to 50 records at one time and get them out and send out the certificates. But these are just catch certificates for people, say if they caught a great fish, but it isn't necessarily a world record.
Okay, they can still get a certificate.
Sure, yeah, they can definitely do that, and this is a
All right, so
grand slam.
listen, what size pompano do I have to catch to get one of these?
Or any size.
Okay.
Any size
All right.
pompano.
The next pompano I catch, I'm going to send it in. All right.
Yeah, make sure you lay it too.
And this is the way that the fishing used to be. This was taken off the coast of Sierra Leone. Those are 225 to 280 pound tarpon that they caught. But we argue around here that really looks like Gomez Adams and Uncle Fester from the Adams family. And I'm going to have to ask your readers to see if they could tell any difference between them. What started here at IGFA as a duty, to keep this stuff, has really become an honor for everyone associated with it. It's hard pressed to walk down the hallway and not find somebody talking about fishing or wanting to go fishing or what'd you do when you were fishing.
So for
Right here in the E.K. Harry Library of Fishes, one of the main displays we have up here is a 573-pound Atlantic blue marlin caught by ex-trustee Pierre Klosterman. It was caught on a 4-pound test. And here at IGFA, we also have the 19-minute video of the fish being caught. And I'm not sure what was more impressive, the angling skills or the skills of the crew that actually had to gaff a 600-pound green blue marlin. But it's certainly an impressive catch and a record that will be here in the annals of history forever at IGFA.
what was it? Pound test line?
4-pound test.
4-pound test line.
4-pound test.
That's
So you're talking over 126 pounds to 1. Pretty incredible.
That is great. This is a replica pair. It's a world record largemouth bass he caught in June 2nd, 1932 at 22 pounds, 4 ounces. Now to show you how big it is, here's my hand right here. I mean, that is a big bass right here. Okay, now we've got all these fish here. We can't pick out all of them. We're going to get out a couple of them that just be of local interest for the local folks up here in Panhandle Outdoors. And this yellow one right here, folks, that's a world record Now this is on the floor right below that Warmouth mount, and it tells you about it. It's called the Lake Hope, Florida, 1985, 2 pounds, 7 ounces, all tackle reward. Here's a triple tail now. This is a record on 8-pound test line. It's 25 pounds, 8 ounces, called down here 4.5. All right, I found the flounder, folks. This is the world record all tackle flounder. You're not gonna believe where this was caught. Okay, look at, check it out. Montauk, New York, September 1975, 22 pounds, 7 ounces, all tackle record. 98-pound cobia caught on a 12-pound test line. That's set the world record for a 12-pound test line caught down in Key West. Okay, you're looking at a 255-pound tiger shark, folks, caught on a 6-pound test line down in Key West. 6-pound test line, 255-pound tiger shark. All right, this last one I'm going to show you. This is a red white shark, folks, 2,664 pounds. It's an all-tackle record. It was actually caught down in Australia in April of 1959. 2,664 pound red white shark. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I want to just thank y'all so much for showing us around. This is just a fantastic place. I want to invite all the viewers to come down here. This is absolutely, I mean, you'll be amazed at all the stuff here. So we're going to close it out now. You tell us the story of this big fish, okay?
I'll do that. Thanks for coming down and sharing this. We really appreciate everything you're doing for recreational sport fishing up there, and look forward to having you back again soon, Winston.
Okay.
We have a 1,560-pound black marlin that this mount used to be hanging in the Smithsonian. We, through a partner of ours, King Sailfish Mounts, had it reproduced a few years ago. And through the generosity of Mr. Alfred Glassell, we have some of his artifacts here. This is the largest black marlin ever recorded, caught on rod and reel. And an added significance to this is that Mr. Glassell was out filming some B-roll for The Old Man and the Sea starring Spencer Tracy, and happened to hook this fish, and the entire fish is caught and documented on film, which we have right here at IGFA along with 2,500. Come on down, enjoy us.
Okay, that sort of wraps it up here. We're in the hallway of all these great fish, and it's just exciting to look around and see all these fish here. It's amazing the size and how they've been preserved and documented over the years. You get a chance to come down here. I know it's a long drive, but I promise you will enjoy it. Panhandle Outdoors down here at the IGFA Museum Hall of Fame on Winston Chester.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.